YouTube Dark God back again with day 3 of my 31 days of October Horror Challenge for DVDTalk.com. Yesterday I only watched 3 horror movies. Before I get to that though, continuing with the new shirts for every day today, I got my Miskatonic University shirt, an alumni there. Got the shirt for my birthday one year from my wife. I don't recall where she got it. I think it might have been from $6 Tees. I'm not exactly 100% sure. Anyway, like I said, 3 movies I watched yesterday. First one I watched was one I've seen plenty of times before, 1997's I Know What You Did Last Summer. Now, it's one of those floating head movies that you see on the shelves, and I mean, if you're any kind of horror fan or you grew up in the 90s, I guarantee you've seen I Know What You Did Last Summer or any of the clones or ones that came out prior to it, like Scream. I think I Know What You Did Last Summer is a little bit different. I don't think it's as good as Scream, but I think it's definitely better than a lot of the clones that came out, just for the fact that the storyline's actually pretty original and good. I mean, I get that it's a revenge movie, but just the way that it's all set up and where it takes place, the setting of the little short town with the fishing population and everything, it just really adds to it. Kills aren't really too creative. I mean, guy with a hook, so you could basically guess every kill that you're going to see. By way of gore, there's really not too much, but it did start off a generation of those slasher type movies. I don't even want to call them slasher because they're not in the same genre as Halloween or Friday the 13th. I mean, they're slasher in the sense that young teens get killed, but they're not like the same brutality that you saw back in the 80s and everything. I guess that's where it started with the PC. Everything had to be slick and glossy, and everybody had to be okay. And even the ending, it really doesn't make sense because going into the sequel, I think they kind of just ignore the ending that they had with the movie. But anyway, I Know What You Did Last Summer, I'd give 5 out of 10. It's a guilty pleasure. I mean, it's not a high rating, but I mean, it's one of those movies that if it's on TV, I'll stop on and I'll just watch it for a little while. Second movie I watched was The Prowler, 1981, directed by Zito, Joe Zito, I think it is. Now this is more in line with the Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Streets, and Halloween's. Very brutal kills, rampant nudity. Actually, not too much nudity, actually, and they don't go overboard with it. Not in the sense of Friday the 13th, the early ones, but it does have its good moments. I mean, Tom Savini did the special effects on it, one of his first movies, obviously, and this led for Zito. I think he directed Friday the 13th 4 or 5. I'm trying to remember which one, but this was the movie that kind of gave him that shot. And I mean, you see that he's very capable of doing a horror movie like this. I mean, it's very connect the dots 1, 2, 3, 4 right in a row, but he does a good job of it, and the kills are really good. More in line, like I said, to Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street and Halloween, where they're gory, original kills. And the bad guy, the Prowler, dressed up in the World War II camouflage and everything, is it's a cool bad guy, I think, a cool serial killer. A little bit better than the Fisherman from I Know What You Did Last Summer. Just it's a cool way to have it, and all in all, I'd probably give it a 5.5 out of 10. I mean, I'm really being rough this year on my grades. I mean, not too many movies are even getting above a 6. I'm hovering around that 5.5 point. The movie of the day, because the theme for the day was religious, satanic, or anything to do with demonology. So the movie of the day was actually Exorcist 3, which I really like Exorcist 3. I like it a lot better than Part 2. It's not as good as 1. It's better than the dual versions of the one that came out a few years back, about 10 years ago or so, I think it was. Exorcist Beginning or whatever it was, or Oblivion. I forget even what it was called. There was 2 versions of it, though. It's better than that, and the one thing that it has is it might have the best jump scare of all time. I mean, you even know it's coming if you've seen it before, and it still can get you because it's just such a good, perfectly timed, freaky jump scare. And I mean, if you've seen the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Even if you didn't see it, you might have heard of it, because it's just such a it's honestly an iconic jump scare. It has to go down as one of the best ever, if not the best direct jump scare ever. The storyline, it's so loosely connected to The Exorcist that, I mean, it really isn't an Exorcist movie. It shouldn't even be called an Exorcist movie. I mean, they basically made a movie and then just figured out a way to connect it to The Exorcist so it could slap the label on. Which I understand from reading of that it originally was its own movie, and the studios just wanted to connect it to The Exorcist, which it's very loose, and I mean, it's not too good how they do connect it. I mean, I do like that they bring Father Karras back in it, which I guess that would be a spoiler now that I said that, but it's more of its own movie with the Gemini killer, who's awesomely played by Brad Dourif, awesomely. And I mean, George C. Scott's amazing in it, like usual. I mean, just like a classic actor, and he really adds to this one. And all in all, it's one of the better movies I watched. I've seen it plenty of times before, but I still give it a 6 out of 10. Definitely a good watch and a fun movie, easily rewatchable. Good body count too, and the kills are actually pretty decently, like, they're mostly off screen, but when they do describe them and everything, they talk about them, and what you do see, it's very gory. Plus, cool cameo, you get Patrick Ewing as the Angel of Death, which, I mean, it's just, it's a weird casting, but it just works so awesome. And it's weird because, I mean, the whole movie takes place in Georgetown. You gotta think Patrick Ewing has that Georgetown connection. That's where he played basketball. So I don't know if the director did that intentionally. The director actually is the writer also, and wrote the original Exorcist novel, Blatty. Something Blatty, I forgot. I'm slipping right here. It's too early in the morning. But all in all, definitely good watching. Tomorrow I got a couple movies planned up, so I'll actually be probably making that video pretty soon. So this is Dark God. I'll catch you on the flip side.